So we'll be learning that how to apply one type of bandha, which is Mula Bandha, in downward facing dog. Now you may have heard that people mostly say to engage Mula Bandha, pull the navel in. This is most common instruction, which is useful in some cases but not everywhere. Especially in the case of down dog, this approach is not really worth it. So can you pull your navel in? And especially arch your lower back by lifting it off and pull the navel deep inside. Now imagine if a navel is pulled in, and if I say look at your navel, you see how much neck has to bend? But keep your navel pulled in and lower back off. It'll be too much pressure for neck to look at the navel. But look at this. If I say lift your shoulders up and crunch your abs, looking at the navel becomes very easy. Are you getting this? Now relax. So let's come into downward facing dog right now. And now look at this clearly. So palm shoulder distance. Well, we know the alignment already, so let's not talk that much. Now you may have seen many people when they're in down dog, they create arch in the lower back because they are flexible. Plus, they want to show that how straight they can do spine. And sometimes because they are flexible, the spine actually is not straight but arched the other way if you have seen. Plus, if in this case, navel is pulled in, pull your navel in. Remember, chest down and navel in, only navel. If you pull the navel in and I say look at your navel, can you really look at the navel? She cannot look at the navel in this case. Or if I say force, you see the neck position is uncomfortable. So, is that the right way to do bandha in down dog? Not really. So let's see the correct way to do bandha in down dog for your lower back. And I haven't seen many people really noticing and saying this much. So look, remember this, what instruction I give. Tuck your ribs in. You remember? When you tuck your ribs in, your abdominals activate. One thing. So your abdomen will pop out. Next, push your navel out. Push your navel out, but ribs in, ribs in. Can you look at your navel? Very comfortably. You see that? So when you tuck your navel in, you're engaging your front abdominal wall, especially known as rectus abdominis. And when you're pushing the navel out, you're engaging your diaphragm. And especially when you're pushing navel out, you have better space to breathe. Also, down dog is the pose which is counter pose of back bend, upward facing dog. So if your spine remain arched, it's not going to release the compression. So what do we need to do? Pull the ribs in, ribs in, ribs in. She still needs to practice. As we can see, her lower back is not bending much. She needs to practice more lower back movements. I will suggest her practice cat-cow, especially moving PPT, APT will improve this movement because this movement is restricted if you can see. But even if you practice down dog tucking your ribs in, this movement will eventually come. Right now, if you see, the movement is coming from upper back. So she needs to practice this. I will recommend her, can you come in table pose? So only do PPT, extreme PPT. Yes, it's getting better right now. Now maintain this shape of spine, look at the navel, tuck your toes, lift your hips and maintain the shape of spine. Go in down dog in this shape of spine. Push yourself back and maintain the shape of spine. Much better. Now maintain the shape and push yourself back with your shoulders. More. Keep on pushing. It's much better position. Can you see that? But we don't want to curve the spine too much. We want to curve the spine in order to release the compression from lower back which comes in upward facing dog. Also, we want to use bandha properly. Plus, our gaze should be navel. And the only way to look at the navel is by pulling the navel out, not in. If you pull the navel in, you can't look at the navel or you'll have to force your neck extreme and you'll misalign your neck. Understood?